is absolutely crazy. It's insane. It doesn't make sense. There are no rules. It's like a jungle. And it used to really get me angry. In my mind, I'm so angry because things are not as I want them to be, right? Like I want to be in control of everything. The older I get.
Dude, you're not 60. And people who are 60, I don't mean that you guys are old, you're not enjoying life, but I'm just, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What makes you feel good?
Work. What makes me feel comedy. I still appreciate good comedy. But I think like all humans, we have this kind of void in our hearts, right? In our minds. Most people are very scared to face that. So we try to do things to fill that void, right?
Pixel art, baby.
النهارده
This shit is in English though.
it's in English.
Yeah, I mean, it's my podcast, remember?
من الأول بقى.
لا, we continue.
Okay.
The thing is about Stoicism, we're really trying. Hi guys, the whole idea is that we all get stressed at work. I, honestly speaking, I've been getting stressed out like a lot, right? Which is something I want to ask you as well.
It's the same story.
It's the same story, right? First of all, Dr. Sherif is one of my dearest friends. I mean, he's a brother to me. And we've known each other for a while. We both do art. He does different, comics, and he's a writer too. Comics also are about art. Writing, like you write, scenarios.
Comics writer and artist.
Yeah. And what I do is photography and videography. And we've started this thing. We started a podcast together. That didn't end so well, but anyways, we're basically in contact all the time. And something about Sherif is a very calm person. Like I've known you for a very long time. I don't know what's going on inside, but on the outside, you look like a very calm person.
Right.
And how do you get there?
Am I a calm? Yeah, I guess on the outside, I am a calm person. So when I was back in Egypt, I used to get angry at some certain things. Mainly the traffic. If you've been to Cairo, and you have, the traffic is absolutely crazy. It's insane. It doesn't make sense. There are no rules. It's like a jungle. And it used to really get me angry. I had a friend who told me before I moved to Japan that if you haven't moved to Japan, you'd have gone postal. You would have like someone. You would have done something crazy. So that used to really make me angry. But yeah, I think I know how to control my anger and control my feelings in general, my emotions in general.
Do you think I wouldn't say I'm an angry person, right? I don't think I am.
I don't think you're an angry person.
Am I quite emotional?
I think you're surprisingly, I think you're an emotional person. So when I first met you, maybe I think I told that to Yusuf, our friend, that when I first met you, to me it seemed like you're really, like, how to say, non-emotional person. Like you're really like, like how do I describe that? Like completely in control of your
shit. So I'm not in control.
That's was my first impression. Then gradually, I figured out like this guy, he's
fucked up.
No, he's actually emotional, right? Like
Okay.
Yeah, I was surprised.
What do you mean by emotional, for example?
Like.
Because emotional could be a good thing and could be a
of
bad
course,
thing.
Of course, it's also.
And I've heard it that I'm emotional as it was brought to my attention that I am an emotional person and that I might have these mood swings, right?
Yeah.
Which I think I do, to be honest. I think I have these mood swings.
Let me also describe what I mean more.
Yeah.
So by emotional, let's say what I mean is
Yeah.
letting things get to you.
Mm.
That's what I mean by emotion.
So you think like
Mm.
you believe that I let things affect
Yeah,
me,
I think so.
basically,
Yeah.
which is I think kind of true, to be honest.
Mm.
And this is why I'm taking a real deep look into myself.
Mm.
I have these sometimes very strong feelings that I think I should kind of calm down. You know, I shouldn't be very reactive, which I think I am.
Mm.
Things could make me flare up very easily,
Mm.
and especially when it's at work, you know.
Yeah.
Which I think everyone.
It's always work.
I mean, it's not always work, but work also
Yeah,
has, you know, something to do with it. But yeah, like and strangely speaking, like you talked to me about Stoicism like long time ago. I think
Yeah.
I don't know, like 2-3 years ago or something like
so.
that.
Yeah.
And I just I kind of like I heard it and that was I see. But recently, like as I told you, like I've been really getting into this because on a personal level and also on a professional level, you really need to have this kind of mentality that to not be so reactive, right?
Right.
And being stoic is from my limited reading on it during this time is that you don't have to react to everything, especially you know, things that you can't control. Just kind of let it go because you can't control them anyways, right? And this is why I became interested in it, and I asked you to like let's talk about it on the podcast, right? So for you, like, how did you learn about Stoicism, and how do you utilize it in your daily life and in your professional life?
So I think I stumbled upon it online, like on some like philosophy kind of discussion forum kind of thing. And to me, like at the time that was back in Egypt, maybe around 10 years ago or more than 10 years ago. And at the time, like I said, I had some difficulties in life and I wasn't so happy with my current situation. And my personality is I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I always think deeply into everything. And in my mind, I'm so angry because things are not as I want them to be. Right? Like I want to be in control of everything. I want to like have everything to like up to the standard, the perfect standard that I have in my mind, which will never happen, which can never happen. So that was the source of my
struggle.
like struggle or anger at the time. So that's when I started reading into it. And now like at that time, I was able to reach like this kind of really high level of self-control and being completely fine with everything, focusing on what I can personally do, what's outside. Basically, to put it into simple words, what you can change, what you can do, you can do it, you just do it. What's outside your control, you don't have to consider it, you don't have to worry about it, you don't have to want to control everything.
Right.
Yeah. That's basically it. So I was able to reach that. Now I relapsed. now after going to Japan, I gradually relapsed, especially after like graduating and started working full time. Now I'm not at the. I want to be. I want to. I think like I when I remember that time, I think that was the wisest I've ever been. Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, you're wise right now. Like I like the way you think. I like, I always take your advice.
Thank you.
And you're one of the people that I would look for an advice. and I would actually hear it, you know, because you know you think about things quite rationally, which is something I do appreciate. However, you said like after coming to Japan you relapsed.
Yeah, to be honest. Yeah.
So, do you think it's the Japanese society, and that would include academia, industry,
Yeah.
or it's just you moving from? I think in Egypt you would more or less be in control of your life on a much bigger way than you are in Japan, for example.
That's true. Yeah.
Do you think that's it? Or it's just, you know, being in Japan, being with this Japanese society that is very, very different from something that is like your home country?
I don't think like being in a different culture or different city, I don't think that's the root of the problem. I think it's the it's not the change. It's not the change of environment. It's the Japanese society and work culture has really high standards for everyone. Like of course, you know, everyone has to act a certain way. Even the language has to be in a certain way.
I wouldn't call it standards. I call it the way they do things.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like you can, I don't know, you know, obviously you think about it as standards, but don't you think sometimes it's just like pushing it?
It's too much, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
It's not that high standard. It's just like
it's meaningless sometimes. Yeah, of course. we know that. Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, but whether it's meaningless or not,
yeah, that's the way
it's a big source of stress, even to Japanese people.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, and this is the thing. It's not just for foreigners. No, it's you can see. There's a reason that Japan is one of the highest countries for the suicide rate. You know, when you kind of do ding ding to your whatever.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Going back to being emotional, for example, I don't think it's bad to be emotional, to be honest, as long as it's about things that you can control and things that you feel strongly about. I think I'm an emotional person. I've been told so. But it's what I'm learning to do is because you really can't change yourself like 100%, right? Like if you're an emotional person, you're an emotional person.
Your core personality doesn't change.
That's it, right?
So much, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm really interested in controlling it in a way that I become less emotional and things that I can't control.
Right. So you don't let things get to you, basically.
Basically, right?
Yeah.
So what are the steps that you, as an old Stoic person?
Yeah, of course. Let me hold that.
Like the pipe. What are the steps that
Marcus
you take?
Aurelius Al-Arab.
Marcus Aurelius Al-Arab. Arabian Marcus Aurelius. How do you what are the steps that you take to make sure that you are less reactive, less emotional about things that you can't control?
So, at least my experience, it wasn't so much as steps, but it was more of the deeper understanding, right? Like the more you understand how life is and how people think and how people around you, if you can consider also their point of view, if you can see things from their point of view, you can, how to say, you can, with this understanding, you don't have to let things get to you.
I mean, people like this is something that I think recently I just came to understand is that you really cannot control what other people think of you.
Yeah, that's one issue, right?
Yeah, right. And whether if it's at work or whether it's on your personal level, if someone has this idea about you, then it's basically meaningless to try to force them to see things from your perspective.
Right.
And especially I don't know,
Mm.
at work, for
Mm.
example, like you're not there to fix people,
Mm.
to change their minds. You're just do your job and just go home and let
Mm.
people be
Figure it
themselves,
out.
right? Figure it out. Like
Yeah.
and work, this is strangely enough, I don't know who told me this. Nader told me this. Work will always be done. Like work at, like if you're doing a job, like if you stress about it or if you don't, the job will be done,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
There's no need to stress about it. And this is something that I think kind of helped me quite a lot. I may have become a bit sloppier, I guess, at work. But I would take that as compared to the stress that I was having.
Right.
So, and it's not like me being, I would say, sloppier is in a bad sense. I'm just not
More relaxed, right?
I'm more relaxed.
Right.
Yeah. So what's the recipe for being a better Stoic?
So the recipe is there's no recipe.
There's no recipe.
But I think like let me say that again. I think it's the understanding of life and how things are, how things the things that you control, you can work on it, you can rationally work on it without getting invested so much, right? Getting invested in putting your emotions into it. So like you just said, things get, like the work you're doing, it will get done whether you
Stress about
it or not. And the more rational you are, the more you don't put your emotions into it, in a sense, the more good outcome you can have. Would you agree with that?
I do.
Mm.
I do, but I don't know, like sometimes it's really like something like it's in your character, right? If I don't know, things get on your nerves easily or not.
Some things.
Some things. Yeah. I don't know. I think the more I care about something, the more, I mean, look, and honestly speaking, like there are things that I completely don't give a fuck about. I don't care. But if it's something that I care about, and especially if it's things that I'm putting effort into,
Right.
and whether it's personal life, whether it's at work, something on a professional level, if I'm putting an effort actively into this thing,
you expect a certain outcome.
I expect a certain outcome, and I expect people involved to respect the effort I am putting into this. So if we talk about work, if there's like a project that I'm doing, if I'm trying to effectively do this task or get something done, and you're involved with this project that I'm doing, then I expect you to help me not help me or get
Don't, at least,
just don't make my day more difficult. Don't make my life difficult. If you're involved in any one of these steps, just do your part and make me do mine, because I will always make this thing go in and I will manage to make things work. I figure things out, right? But when you're trying to do things and people just try to, I wouldn't say jeopardize it, but
unintentionally
create unnecessary obstacles to, just to make your day become a bit more difficult.
Right.
This is where my stoic self gets left behind. I try to keep him with me all the time, but sometimes I just put him in the back, close him, and just move on.
Of course. I think like it's about, so we talked earlier about Marcus Aurelius, right? And his, like, he wrote his kind of like diary or letters to himself and
Yeah.
to other people.
Yeah.
And the things that he's giving advice about also includes like annoying people and things of that nature. So this is the
Annoying people is one thing, and then entitled people.
yeah, and those also existed, right, at the time.
Dear God, yeah.
So that's the state of humanity, has been, it always has been.
Yeah.
So if you accept that, if you
Yeah, right.
yeah,
Like if you accept
if
these
you-
people exist.
if you
Yeah.
if you can get yourself to accept that and to understand like not everyone thinks the same and their point of view, and maybe like consider all the aspects of it. And also, which is hard to do, is to consider the meaninglessness of everything. Right? Like on the larger scale of things, right? Like you're one human, I'm one human, and we're gonna stop to exist after certain number of years, right? And then other people will come and we will be forgotten. And even the things that we're working hard on, maybe they'll have some value for 100 or 200 years. And maybe they'll stop after, right? So
True.
it's on a bigger scale, those interactions and those like problems,
these are like probably
they are meaningless, right?
Meaningless,
So if you can rise above it, also that's a big part of it.
True.
Right? So I was talking about the like getting angry at the traffic, right?
Yeah.
So so the reason it made me so angry is that it didn't make sense, right? So normal traffic, like there are some rules and people adhere to it more or less, right? And the rules make sense because some people can cross, some people can reach their destination, the ambulance can reach faster than others. So it makes sense, right? But in Cairo, and I love my country, but I don't love that
But
part.
that point is just...
It makes absolutely zero sense, right? Everyone is so like entitled. They want to be first. They want to, right? They want to take your space, and it made me so angry, right? But if you can rise above it, right? Like basically all of us, those humans and me included, we're just creatures, right? Trying to like do our thing and eat and sleep and so on. And it's meaningless. Like yeah.
Sometimes I don't know if do you ever have these thoughts? Like sometimes I remember, especially, I don't know if it was during high school or like probably like university, college, where I would sometimes sit at a window and just look at people. And every single person of these people has their own lives,
Right.
has their own problems, has their own difficulties, way of thinking and stuff. And then it really puts things in perspective.
Right.
So I may be an old Stoic too, man. You know, like,
Of course.
except for my my film. But yeah, I don't know. It's just in the grand scheme of things,
Right.
all our problems, everything that you hold dear to your heart, or something that you hate and detest, it's just nothing.
It will not be here anymore. So that also feeds into nihilism a little bit, right? If everything is meaningless, then what is meaningful, right? So it can be dangerous also. It can be a dangerous way of thinking also. But
even though it's, I'm sorry to interrupt you. It brings you a certain kind of calmness.
right.
I remember I posted a story about there was a monk that was interviewed. I think it was I don't know, Diaries of a CEO, or like maybe another podcast or whatever. And the monk was just talking about how you should behave, or how, kind of act. And one of the, well, very interesting, like a lady that follows me said this. It sounds, I don't know, it's like kind of, I think the word that she used was defeated, like escaping, like the guy is escaping from confronting, problems or whatever.
Right.
in my opinion, and I think maybe in his, it's just a calmer way to do things, right? It's just like if you avoid these problems, if you don't put yourself in direct contact with these conflicts, you just
escape, right?
there's you just don't have conflicts. You remove them, right? And I don't know if it's escaping or not, but it's a lot. It's a much calmer way to live, right?
It is calmer way to live, yeah. It's hard to explain, but so this is not necessarily Stoicism, but I think like all humans, we have this kind of void in our hearts, right? In our minds. And most people are very scared to face that. So we try to do things to fill that void, right? We try to do things like we try to work, make something valuable, make something that will remain, or like have kids, make something that will continue after you leave, or like get money. That's popular way. You want to have so much money so that you feel like you're filling that void, right? You're not facing that void anymore, right? Or like number of different ways to do that. But if you are able to face that void and not be scared, if you are wise enough to do that, then you can reach a level of enlightenment to not be so, to not use such a cliche word, but yeah,
It is true, though.
yeah,
It
you
is
can
true.
reach a level where nothing really deeply matters. Everything is fine, even if there's a big problem, even if there's a volcano nearby. I'm fine, right?
I mean, the word is like you said, like it's not an idealism.
Right.
It's
Like inner satisfaction in a kind of
right. It's calmness.
yeah, calmness.
It's
Right?
just you're calm, right? You're not as reactive. You don't worry about things that you can't control,
Right.
and that leads to you being a much calmer person.
Right.
Just like how I was a little bit.
Of course.
Let's while ago.
So Stoicism also they call it I forgot the word. Not value. What was it? I forgot the word.
About what?
Like this kind of way of thinking.
Principle?
Not
ما علينا.
ما علينا. So they call this kind of way of thinking. It's closer to like calmly flowing river than a river with like big waves and turbulence. And so in a sense, if you can reach that state of mind, you don't feel strong like feelings of happiness or strong feelings of like elation, right? When you don't feel strong feelings of depression and sadness, you're just calm. You're fine with everything. You're fine with everything because nothing deeply matters. Everything outside your control doesn't deeply affect you.
But isn't that, and this is why, and this is honestly like a very good way to kind of have this kind of state of mind, right?
Right.
But it's a lot more less, I don't know, like you don't enjoy things a lot too. I think that's a side effect of it because nothing really matters, right?
Yeah.
For me, I think that I'm emotional, right? Because if things happen and I get ecstatic, like
Right.
I get like on cloud nine. And then unfortunately, if anything happens to that, I just,
Yeah.
I get hit so hard with it.
Yeah, but then
It's a lot less calmer way of living, and this is why as I told you, I've been trying to really become a lot more less reactive, calmer. Because when I get hit hard. but it's a lot less more fun, you know. You know, I'm the kind of person that really likes to I believe in trying to enjoy life and enjoy the ups and downs. Right now, that this is for me like from Stoicism and knowing that there are things that you can't control. Is that things that I can control, I can't control. I just have to learn how to let it go.
Right.
But I'll still go full throttle on things that I love, you know. And if it breaks my heart, then I couldn't control that shit, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't. Is there a balance to hit? Do you think there's a balance to reach with this kind of mentality? No.
I don't know. Like, so the question is, would you rather have those strong like the times where you're really down, and the times where you're really like happy or like you feel this satisfaction, or would you rather just be fine? That's the question, right? So for me, I would rather be fine.
I could see it. I could see it.
For me, I would rather be fine.
Honestly, I don't think I can be this calm all the time and be fine, because I need this rush, you know. I need to feel ecstatic about things that I like. What I think I need to work on, though, is that when things don't work well or don't work in my favor, or when things go sideways, I need to be much better at understanding that, okay, this is something that you can't control. Be fine with it. And I think I've become a lot better at this recently. I still think I have those bad days, right? Like when you just wake up on the wrong side of bed or whatever. But I'm much better at doing that. You don't think that's for you though, right? Like you just want a much calmer way of living, right?
Yeah, especially because it's getting hard for me to enjoy things. Like the older I get, and
Dude, you're not 60.
yeah, I know, but
And people who are 60, I don't mean that you guys are old, you're not enjoying life, but I'm just, you know what I'm saying.
yeah, but like, I mean, it's to me like that. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but I don't enjoy things as much as as I used to. So that's,
I mean, but isn't that part of life? That's part of growing up,
I
right?
guess, yeah.
I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with being stoic or not, but it's just, for example, I used to watch movies and series and things, and that was one of my favorite activities.
You're right.
Recently, I'm trying to watch something that will, you know,
Yeah, that's
you know,
that,
you
that's
just don't enjoy it, right?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Right?
So I also loved like movies and animation. I still do, of course, but very rarely now that a movie can make me actually feel like something, right?
What makes you feel good?
Work. No, but like I guess what makes me feel comedy. I still appreciate good comedy, and I like to make people.
And comedy right now is so, what do you call it? Like not circumcised.
Like neutered.
Neutered. I don't mean. What do you call it? It's controlled.
Yeah, neutered.
Neutered isn't that?
Yeah. That's also it's an expression.
So there's a C word, right? Shit, censored.
Censored.
Shit.
Yeah.
Circumcised, neutered, like censored is the word, right?
Yeah.
And PC, like a lot of things. I think ever since everything became a lot more PC.
I don't think that's specifically the point. Like, I think
dude, rush hour. Like now they have to freaking put a kind of a public service announcement before the movie. Like, okay, this was done at a different time.
I'm not sure if that's the main reason, but yeah, like yeah, of course, comedy needs some free environment to be able to but of course, that's not to say there is of course offensive comedy. Like
Do you believe there's offensive comedy?
I used to not, but in the last few years now I changed my position. I changed my like I used to my previous like way of thinking was everything can be made fun of. Everything is
fair game.
Fair game. We should be able, like, narrow-minded people don't allow us to. Only narrow-minded people would not allow us to make fun of everything. But now I see that, especially the last 2 years have been incredibly horrifying in from the political side of things, and I think no, comedy can be used as a way of oppression, and it can be fascist. And it's not to say that we should control comedy, but we should understand, like, we should understand how, like, we should have deeper understanding of how it can be used to oppress people. And so I mean, that's a completely different topic.
That's a completely different topic, but I like talking about it too, though. I mean, comedy speaks about the state of mind of people, right? So comedians, I think they joke about things in society that are more or less difficult to speak of, right? Or not everyone dares to talk about it.
Right.
So when you mention that some comedy can be like fascist or whatever, that just means that there are people who think like that, and that it's just not out there, right? Even though like nowadays, like many sick ideas are already out there, right? On my personal opinion, I would be fine with this comedy being out. But what I would think is that there should be people on the other side whose responsibility as comedians is to correct these ideas and to make fun of these ideas. Because what I see the world right now is just, you know, when shit has been brewing for a while and then it's just kind of pops out and now it's stink everywhere. This is what's happening right now. This is why there are so many fascists. This is why like there's just been shit that's been rotting for a very long time and now just exploded everywhere. And honestly speaking, if this shit was already in the open everywhere and people were talking about it and people were making fun of it, maybe we would have been in a better place. I don't know, but at least that's how I think.
I get the idea. Like if all ideas are allowed, right? And then some people would rise up against the ideas that can. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a messed up world. Anyways, so this was supposedly about being stoic at work and trying to be as calm as possible. You know, whether it's in your professional career, if it's in your personal career, whether you're doing your PhD and your supervisor's an ass, or you're a postdoc, or you're a researcher, or you're a professional in the industry, you're always going to be faced with these very weird situations that you just have to be calm in dealing with. Right? I think so far, as a personal, like, I don't know, at work, I think I'm a pretty calm person. And even though I have some strong feelings, I try to always remain calm and just do my best. Inside, I'm dying. Inside, like, it's a completely different story. But and this is the exact point here, is that inside also you should be calm.
Yeah,
It's just showing that you're calm while inside you're kind of being torn apart is not a great way
Yeah,
to do things,
inside is even more important, I feel.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully this, if you watch this episode, you know, you learn a few things and you may become a bit calmer.
Yeah. And buy yourself a pipe.
Buy yourself a pipe. Don't
makes
smoke
you-
it though. You know, cancer and shit. Or if you're into that, you know, go ahead.
If you're
If you're into cancer, go ahead, cancer away. My friend just died out of cancer. So this is why it's kind of messed up.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Rest in peace, Jay. And I hope everyone learned something from today's podcast episode. Thank you, Dr.
Yeah,
Sherif.
thank you for having me,
Yeah.
as always.
And I guess we'll see you in the another episode. Bye-bye.
That was nice.
Thank you, bro.